Designing websites from scratch each and every time can take you days. Now, if you're a freelance designer or a design agency, ideally, you want to be able to turn around these websites as quickly as possible because that's how you make the most money. Now, today I have a product that solves this problem. You're going to be able to design websites super fast with this starter site. It's called Initia Starter Site. It's based on Divi and it has all your pre-made sections, which means you don't have to design all these sections from scratch. And this starter site comes with a design system, which means you don't need to go in and make all these little tweaks. And most importantly, all your Divi modules are designed in such a way that they're production ready. And I'll show you in a moment how that works. But before I go into that, I really would like to show you how easy it is to install this. So to install the Initia Starter Site, you need a blank WordPress website. So as you can see, I'm running the latest version of WordPress. And if I come over here and view this, in a new tab, you can see that there's nothing on this website. The next thing you want to do is to install a plugin, which is called WP Vivid. So I'm going to come over here to plugins and search for WP Vivid. All right, so I'm just going to hit enter. And the first result that shows is the one. As you can see, sort of 5-star rating. It is a really, really good plugin. I'm going to click on install now. Now, this plugin is the plugin we're going to use to import the website and then activate it on our site. So I've just activated the plugin. So the next thing we need to do now is to upload the file. So you want to click here on this tab, which says upload. Now, when you purchase the starter site, you are going to get a link which has a file that you need to upload. So let's go ahead and upload the file. Mine is in my downloads folder. So I'm going to click on select files. And then this is my file here. I'm going to double click on it. And it's going to take a bit of time to upload because it is about 145 meg. As you can imagine, it has 29 pre-designed sections. It's got all your starter sites, your presets. It has all your variables, and it also has a few images for demo purposes. So now that our file is ready for upload, I'm going to click here on upload. Okay, the upload is complete. I just have to go ahead and confirm it by clicking on OK. All right, so here's our file here. The next step now is to restore this because right now it is sitting on our website. And if you can take a look here, you'll notice that nothing has happened yet. Okay, so what we need to do next is to restore this site. So I'm going to click here on this button and it's going to now add all these files that we've just added onto the site, onto our website. So if you click on restore and then click on this button here, which says restore, and then confirm by clicking OK. So we have a progress bar here. Again, it's going to take a bit of time because there's quite a lot of files that are being restored here. Okay, so our file is almost uploaded. So there's one thing I need to remind you about. So as soon as this has completed, you're going to be redirected onto a login page. This is the login page where you need to enter your username and password. So as soon as you purchase this, you're going to get an automated email which has the username and password to your starter site. Okay, so everything has restored successfully. I'm going to click on OK. And here comes the redirect. So this is where we need to enter our username and our password. So I'm just going to say login. I'm not going to save my password here. And here you can see I have my default email. You need to change this in the next step. So I'm going to say remind me later. Okay, so now I am in my website and everything looks great. So the next step we need to do now is to head over to your settings and then click on general. So this is where you need to change my email address to your email address. And then over here on the site title, this is where you need to update your website. So I'm going to call this Gym Pro. So let's just say this is the website I am working on, but it can be pretty much any website. Okay, so with that now, I'm going to go ahead now and save. Now let's take a look at our homepage. So I'm going to come over here to visit site. And we can see here our site has been imported and everything looks great. And let's just now say edit with Divi and just confirm that our website is responsive, which means it works on all screen sizes. So I'm just going to click these buttons here and you can see everything fits really nice. And if I go to the mobile version, again, you can see there, everything looks great. making this really, really awesome. All right. So now you may be wondering, so where are all these features? Because I just mentioned that I have 29 pre-designed sections. So these sections, they are in our library. So let me just show you where they are. I'm going to refresh my site now because this is the new one. So to get to the library, you want to come over here to your dashboard and then go to Divi and then go to Divi library. Okay. So this is where they are. There's content, there's sections, there's footers, there's heroes, there's all sorts. Okay. So what you want to do is to pretty much take a look and see which one you want to use. So for example, here we have this hero muted 3. Okay. So I can just do a quick edit, or in fact, I can do an edit so we can see everything. And then now if I say edit with Divi, it'll give me an idea of what this looks like. So you can see that this is the layout. Okay. So now that I've seen that this is the layout, perhaps maybe this is not the one that I want, I can just go back. Now, of course, you want to make a note of that. Okay. Hero dark number 3. So to go back, I'm just going to go back over here. If you want to explore other ones, you can pretty much go through that whole list. So let's say I want to go with hero number 3 and I don't want to use this one here. And by the way, this is like a gym website. Now, just to prove to you that you can use this for pretty much any type of website, watch how this changes. I'm going to delete this section here and add a new one. So I'm going to click on this plus button and I'm going to say add from library. Now, I'm not going to spend time scrolling through all of these. They're quite a lot here. Okay. So what you need to do here is to search for the hero. Okay. And these are the ones. So we have hero muted and I want my hero dark 3. Okay. So I'm going to go with that one and then say use this. So this layout now is going to be imported and you can see now it has been imported. All right. I know it's not in the right place. It's in the wrong position. So I'm just going to click here on layers and making sure that I drag it to the right position. Okay. So now I have this in the right position. So let's say you've purchased this and you're designing different types of websites. So in this case, we want to make this website look like a law firm. Okay. How about that? I'm going to click here on this image and then go to my image and change this. So this time I'm going to go with this image, upload image. There you go. So just like that, I was able to just go in and change my image. I can change my icons here. And in fact, I'll leave this image as it is. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to hit save. Now the color here, we could look at this and say, well, the color doesn't really look great. Now to change your color, all you need to do is to come over here to your variable manager. You go to your colors and this is where you enter your color. Now, law firms, most of the time they are green. So let's bring this down here to this green color. So that could be the color that I'm going to go with. And then I'm going to save my variables. Now, do you see how just by doing that, I was able to go in and just update my colors? Now my colors are going to be updated across. Can you see these icons now have changed? If I go to the footer, you can see here, my links have also changed. The plus buttons here on my FAQ have also changed. And now I can hit save. So at this stage, you're probably thinking, well, what does the blog layout look like? Well, if I come over here, in fact, let me just preview this on the front end. Okay. So when I preview this, remember, I haven't touched anything on the blog. I can now go in and say, okay, let's take a look here. And you can see there, this page title has updated. And if I go to any of these blog posts, you can see it has updated. It has my table of contents and all my colors are done. Everything looks great. Okay. So what if someone is on the website and they're searching for a page that doesn't exist? So if they, for example, this page does not exist. In fact, let's just type in something here like that, because that is not on the website. You get on an automatic 404 page, which I can click and go back. Okay. The next thing we can also do is a search. Now here I can search, let's search for Lorem because I have a few articles there. And you can see my search results page looks clean and I can go to any of these. See that? Great. Now we also have a login page. So let me just show you what that looks like. I am going to open an incognito tab and then paste the URL. Now you're going to notice that over here on the top, it's going to ask me to log in. So I can just click on login, and this is where I can add my username and password. And this is very, very easy to customize. Now let me show you how to customize the login page. So to do that, we are going to exit out of here, go to the dashboard, and then we're going to come over here to Fluent Auth, click on dashboard, and here we go. So login and redirect. This is where we can redirect anyone that logs onto the website onto the dashboard. So this dashboard page is actually very important because it gives a clear view for your user where to go when they log in, because by default you're going to get a page which pretty much doesn't have much going on. And let me just show you what that looks like. So this is your normal WordPress dashboard. It looks like this, but if it looks like this, every time your user logs in, this looks much better. If they want to add a page, they can add it from here. You can also go in and add some useful links here. You also have the support, which means if they send you an email here, you can get, support, blog posts, media, and so on. So this is your custom dashboard. Of course, you can go in and add further items if you need to. All right, so I did say to you that I wanted to show you how to add that page. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to go back over here. We're going to go to Fluent Auth. And if we go to login redirects, this is our redirect. You can redirect to whatever page you want, but here is where you can make that update. Okay. So this here is where you click on login, and you can change your banner by coming over here. If you click on that, you can change the image, and let's say you want to use that, you can just upload it, and that becomes your login page. It's very, very simple, and you can do this on each and every website that you're working on, and pretty much your login page is done. Okay, now I want to show you how easy it is to just go in and change the feel and look of your website. So if I go to the home page again, so let's say I've finished designing this website. Now I want to design a totally new website, and this is a fitness website. I can just go into edit with Divi, and then I can get rid of, in fact, I can just add a new section here. So it's the hero that we're looking for. This time I want to go with hero section 2. I'm going to say use this. Okay. So this one here is a much easier one, much simpler one. But let's say this is a totally different type of website. Perhaps maybe this needs to be a gym. I'm going to go in here, select my image, upload image. There we go. So now I have my gym website. But if I wanted to go in and add specific colors, this is where things get very exciting. If I click on section settings, if I now go to the background, now here I have my quick access colors. I can go in and choose my primary, just like that. But of course, this does not work with a gym website, does it? So I can just change my branding by coming over here. By coming over here to the variable manager, colors, and then I'll just change my branding quickly. Maybe I want a bit of maybe this reddish color. There we go. All right. So let's say that's the color I'm going to go with. I'm going to save that. And now I can go into, should I save? Okay. It's very important we save. Let's go back in. Right. So our background has been updated. I can go in now and increase my contrast on my fonts. So this is where things get really exciting, because now I can go in and quickly change what is going on here. So for my heading text, I can just change my color. Now that I have all my color variables, I can just choose my neutral here. I'm going to go into this one. This is my normal text. Choose my color here. Go to this one. Do the same. Now, do you see how quick I am now designing this? These are my buttons here. I can go in, change my buttons from primary. Let's go with a secondary button here. And then for this one, I'm going to go with secondary outlined, or I can even go with neutral button. Okay. So do you see how quickly I was able to go in and update this? So my icons now have been updated. Of course, this image needs to change. I can go in here, change my image, and I want something to do with the gym. Choose that. And now it's starting to take shape. So for my next section, I can just duplicate this. Now I want you to see how cool this is. I can go into this one here and remove the muted background. Okay. But I want to swap these images. So I'm going to select my row, come over here to elements, click on my column, and then I just go to design, layout, and just reverse this. So now that this is reversed, you can see that things are starting to take shape. Now, if you don't need this, you can totally get rid of it completely. But if you also want to go in and change the look and feel of this, so this is our FAQ. I can just click here on this plus button, add from library, search for FAQ, but this time I want the dark version. I can select it here and say use this version. Okay, now do you see how this page can quickly start taking shape? You see that? So now if I do a quick save and let's preview on front end. So you can mix and match all these sections. You can change colors. You can design these as you want. So let's say you want to build something from scratch, because the ones that I've done, perhaps maybe, they're not very exciting. So let me just do a quick section here and show you the features. So I'm going to go with a blurb. Okay. So this is what you get out of the box with Divi, this blurb here. But of course, we don't want that. Okay. We want a blurb that really looks nice. So to do that, I'm going to select this blurb, and using my design system, I can come over here to the top and then I can choose my blurb. So I'm going to go with K blurb. Now, do you see that this now has taken this shape because it is designed differently? Okay. And this one here, of course, the header size is different. The body text size is different. This one here is much better. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to get rid of this one here because it's going to take us a lot of time to go ahead and customize it. So I want to go to this one here, duplicate this a few times like that. Now I want to show you how to use auto grid. If I select this, I go to my elements, choose my column, and then over here on the top, I'm going to choose auto grid. Now my grid is fluid and responsive. Now check this out. If I do that, you can see there, it automatically matches what I want. But just by looking at this, I can see that my row is not the right size. I'm going to go ahead and set this to content width. Okay, so now it's following a grid system. And the beauty of this is I can just do that, and now I have 4. So at any given point, you can go in, and I can do this on the top one as well. I can just duplicate that, and now I have 4. Okay, so it's very easy to use. So with this one here, I can now choose to have images. So I'm going to go in, and let's choose this image here. I'm running out of images here, so just bear with me. All right, so that's going to be my image here for my gym thing. And let's say I want to add another one. I'm going to go in and let's add this one. Okay, excellent. So these are my images, and delete that. And then let's just duplicate these. Okay, so I have my images now in place. Now I can get rid of this row completely. Okay, and now my design is starting to take shape. Just by adding my images here, I was able to quickly go in and just get my layout done quickly. It's responsive, and it's also using my design system. So let's say this is now a totally different website, and or maybe the client said, you know what, I don't like this layout, it doesn't look great. No problem, you can just go in here, add from library, and then we can test a few. So hero 3 muted. Let's go with dark version. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, so this is the one that we had before. Nope, we don't want that one. So let's go again. We're going to go into add from library, search for hero. Okay, so for our hero here, let's go with the first one. Okay, I think I like that. But of course, we want to make it look like a gym one. So I'm going to go in, first of all, for my section settings, I'm going to make sure that this is full. Okay, I really want this to cover the whole screen. Okay, And then I'm going to go into the background, choose my image. Now, of course, I want the gym one. So I'm going to choose this one, upload image. Do you see how powerful that is? If I hit save, now if I refresh, I now have my gym website. Now, this didn't even take an hour or even 60 or even 50 minutes. I'm still on 25 minutes. So if I go to my blog, oops, you can see here, I have my heading. I have my blog posts. If I go to my contact, looks like I've added this onto my header. Let's get rid of that. Let's add it in here. So my page is now complete. You can see here, this is my main hero area. I also have my content here. And of course, my blog has updated with the colors of the gym. And if I go to my contact page, you can see we have our contact page. So there's also something I forgot to mention here, and that is all our colors here are going to match across the whole website, saving you a lot of time. And this file here is super powerful because you just make your changes in one place and they get applied across the whole website. This starter site can be used for designing many websites. It also comes with some plugins here, and let me explain what these plugins are as well. So these plugins are quite important. I use these on each and every website that I start building. So I have anti-spam B here. You just need to make sure that when you create your brand new WordPress website, you get rid of these ones here that come in by default. Okay, so just delete these like that. Delete .dolly like that. Okay, so these ones here are the ones I use all the time. So the login logout is what shows up here on top of the website. The backup is what we've just used. You can deactivate it and delete it now if you don't need it. So I can pretty much go ahead and delete it right now. It won't mess up my website if you want to really make sure that you don't have a lot of plugins installed. Fluent Auth is what we use to design our login page and also our redirects. We have Fluent CRM for automation emails. We also have Fluent Forms, which is for our opt-in forms and our contact forms. Okay, so pretty much that's it. This is a complete package. You can design super fast websites in no time. And this has, like I said, a design system, which has everything that you need. All your modules are all designed for you, ready for production, and they're all mobile responsive. You have plugins, you have a custom login page, you have a dashboard. It's very easy to install. You also have a theme builder, which means you have a 404 page, blog post, header and footer, search results page, archive pages, and 29 pre-designed sections. So go ahead, check it out. I'll leave a link to that in the video description below. And by purchasing this, you're also supporting other work that I'll be adding onto this website. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one. Take care.